Okay, we're on. Good morning, everyone. This is Michael Venezia, head trader and one of the coaches. The team is growing rapidly at TradeView Markets. What is today? The date is irrelevant, but the day of the week is relevant. It's January 26th and it's Wednesday. It's Fed Day. Okay, it's a little bit left and a little left after 11 Eastern. I got to get distracted. Okay, so the bottom line is let's go into TradeGATEHub. So let me get down to it. For anybody that as we get more and more people in the audience, especially Wild Pete, I got to do my best with somebody named Wild Pete here. So I got to be really sharp. You know what I mean? So always go back to the YouTube channel. I mean, it's not like what was that, Periscope, where you post something and like 5 minutes later it disappears. We have a YouTube channel for an archives for a reason. It's almost like, I apologize if anybody considers, I'm a Generation Xers, or what you consider an encyclopedia. Go backwards. It's dated for a reason. We have a channel so everybody can go over. You know what? It's even for me. Build a track record. See what my calls do. You know what I mean? I try to get better just to put better content. I also try to get better because it's part of my routine. So with that being said, it is Fed Day. So my point being, anybody that's that's joining in the room go over the videos. And so you'll be up to par. So the people that have been tuning in, and some of my peers here and people that contribute are somewhat advanced. And by the way, that's no disadvantage. You want to be a better golfer, you play with better golfers. You want to be better at basketball, you don't play with kindergartners, you play with pros. It rubs off, it gets better on you. So that's eventually what I hope seeps in. And as I said before, this is a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's a process. It took me decades, plural, to get to where I'm comfortable. And I open I look at my screen and I open my, the door to my office, and I literally think it's a money tree most times. I'm not kidding. And you know what? The numbers don't lie. Over a 26-year period, that's the time frame. So it's not pat Mike V on the back hour. My point being is to go over the videos and get a frame and get a routine down. So here we are at TradeView Markets. And let me do it again to log into TradeGATEHub, if you will. It's the same for me. It's the same for everybody else. We make it that easy. We don't want to waste time. We're going to want to get right down to it. There are two rooms here. The main room is what Coach also does. Obviously, he does a lot of Forex and macro. He's the smart one, if you will. Where I say when I listen to the professionals, he's the professional. Also, my other room is predominantly stocks and indices room. So let's get down to what we're doing here. Okay. So as I say before, this is Wednesday. The data that I post starting Monday, and it's a lot of it, is dynamic. Hopefully that in time you'll get these. It's almost like an inner clock where where we start off Monday, for example, and I hope it's still here because I've been posting a lot of data. Not all the data is here, or since Monday, because I post a lot of it since Monday. But I can even show you something on Tuesday, and that'll be my point. Okay, so where's tactical sentiment? We'll start there. All right, this was tactical sentiment Monday and Tuesday. And then we had that nice rally. So it's like an inner clock thing where I don't even want you to need these indicators. And by the way, in this type of market, never has been that theory that indicators are just a tool, because a lot of things are overshooting in terms of sentiment. As the market in the VIX goes up to 30 and 35, that's not quote unquote normal. If you look at a long-term chart between 18 and 22, by the way, I like it to be higher. As I say before, that's what the pros do when it's high. But as the VIX is between 18 and 22, you know what I mean? That's where, price action is even more prevalent, and indicators aren't even that important because things can overshoot. So I'll shoot right over to Monday, today, and I'll give you the plan and what I did. And I'll get the charts in a second. So everybody try to be patient. Okay. Almost all reversals to the upside begin with the higher low. The first bounce is very, very rarely the bottom. They usually have a back and fill. Trust me, from a contra trader, if something goes from 90 to 80 and then goes from 80 to 83, it usually goes back to 82 or 81 before going up, if it does go up. So never try to catch the first bounce. That's why I also said, by the way, this was evident in today. The market bounced 2 days ago with a huge move when the market was down 1,000 and we finished to the upside. Yesterday, we actually closed week into the close. It was almost too good to be true. 2 huge days in a row. And by the way, today we're up nicely. So it was almost like the back and fill on the second day. It's almost like a resumption day or a resting day, if you will. Pardon me. Never before is it more important to watch Michael Santoli. And by the way, Coach asked me yesterday, you really like Michael Santoli? I don't care if his name was Judy Bloom. The guy's on at 401 in an active market. And believe me, there are a lot of professionals that want to get on there and stick their neck out and at least get there and get known. That's who they choose. So I don't care who the guy is. It has nothing to be with Italian. I'm half Irish, by the way. I digress. All right, this is the futures chart of where we were. And where are we now? 44.05. So we're right around here. And that's where we should be. By the way, 44.20 is posted all week as a major level. And by the way, I will go and I know I put this here and I will go back. And I posted I'm buying XBI today. I hope everybody did it. That was a nice trade. All right. 42.80, 44.30, 43.20. This is a battleground. Even Lewis knows this is a battleground number. So it's not so much stock picking as everybody can say that the indices are not reflecting what's going on underneath the market. Is most of these stocks still to this, even Amazon. What's Amazon doing today? Amazon actually reversed and went negative to a degree. So a lot of these stocks are not reflective of what's going. So, you have to have pivot levels in price and you can't shadow trade or just go on by trades. You have to have a reason. And if any time now, scale back your size and get in there and learn. You want to learn 440. That's correct, Lewis. Oh, yes, he is right. I put this. Thanks, Lewis. Bottom line is 440 right here. Look, plan today, target 440. But they held, if you remember yesterday, that was a big level that we held yesterday was 43.20. 43.20. I'm almost never wrong with these numbers, but I'm live here, so I got to be accountable. 43.20. I'm going to I have to write these down because I got to go to the charts in a second. I always go to charts last because I want people to pay attention to the routine. But thank you, Lewis. Sharp as usual. Okay, let's keep going and get back to the plan. Okay, good morning, Warriors. Fed talk helps to form your plan of the futures. All right, now, as I said, outside of energy names, most are overshot. Look at retail. And that's with a Kohl's takeover. Kohl's was up $16 the other day. And that's even with the retail sector. So they can overshoot. Smart money. This was what happened last night. And this is why I bought the close. Actually, I bought after the close when Microsoft went from down $21 to unchanged. Thank you, Lewis. I appreciate it. And by the way, they're not exactly my numbers. They are the numbers that I give. But I have a couple of people, if I can, I hope this goes back. You have to have something to believe in. And a couple of people that I use for these numbers are the professionals that I follow. One of them is the coach, and the other one, arguably, in my opinion, and I've been doing this a long time. And if you don't like what he does, maybe you go by somebody else who he follows. Usually birds of a feather flock together, as my dad says. If this guy's I say this guy's a sharp guy, he probably follows sharp guy. This guy, Adam Mancini's a few-time trader. He's been trading for he's a monster. And by the way, he's very, very good. So, and by the way, he's not the judge and the jury. He's somebody to build the plan off of time, and the coach as well, and is me, and go up on these levels. But thank you, Lewis. Who is they? Oh, me and you, coach. Oh, I corrected myself. I got the check. It's us, coach. We're the pros. Don't get a complex. Here we go. All right. Bottom line, let's see how Microsoft goes in today. Let's see how it holds. So this is where we came in today. I like the fact the smart money, they convinced now who is they, the smart money, whoever the smart money is. It's one of maybe two commercials came on for the QQQ's coach. That's what I made me. Maybe there were 2 commercials that came on within the past 24 hours about how the Qs are going to blow up. That's what I meant. S&P future sentiment. Listen, after the move yesterday, it's a good thing we closed weak into, well, we closed very weak into the close. If that's what is that? That's redundant, but that helped a little bit. Why we're up. Intel shares upgrades and downgrades. Now, let's see how. Like I said before, now it's time to see how the beaten down upgrades hold. DraftKings, as everybody know, what's that doing? Upgrade to overweight. Let's see what that's doing on an upgrade. Penn, we also hold Penn. Fear and Greed Index, that was posted 2 days ago. They bounced off the 11 extreme. And by the way, I'm not saying to buy the extreme. You might want to cover a short. You might be short and might want to cover. That's all I'm saying. Kathy, she's buying Nutella. I mean, I don't know if that's one of my best or biggest positions. Well, not really one of my most confident positions. I don't really know if I like that. She's due to turn around, but it has nothing to do with her. Literally. Kramer, another day where the utmost patience is called for. I'm buying more XBI. That was yesterday. Hope you joined. All right. Now I post these movers with range for you to build a plan. You might not trade. Look, Coles and Halliburton, CF, Clear, and Oxy. These are oil stocks. If you're an oil trader, I'm giving you the ones that traded with heavy volume near the high. Suppose you like the short. By Roblox is weak. It's still weak today to a degree. It's only up 2. It should be up 10. DoorDash, Coupa Koso, Exact, your stock, EXAS. So these are, listen, when a stock has a 20% range and 1.5 times volume, trade it. I'm not saying you have to pick a bottom, but that gives you good price action, good range, and volume. You might have to get out of the stock by noon, take money off the table. There are a lot of different scenarios where I set up here. My tactical sentiment is for short-term moves. I have intermediate moves, if you will, and there's a long-term plan. The long-term plan is something that I post here. Right here. This is the long-term view, if you will. Right here. That's the macro picture. The coach, who's they? He's the macro guy. He's giving the long-term picture. I'm a trader. I'm trying to make move. It doesn't matter. This is what I'm interested in right here. Right here. For my active account. Boom. Top losers or top gainers, if you will. Percent change. JRJC, APM, by the way. APM's on every list. FFIV. FFIV. I noted this morning. Lewis, relax, kid. Okay, FFIV as earnings bad, not in it, but watch for a bottom. I want to see what that did if I digress. FFIV. Did that hold? I'll get back to the charts in a second. That didn't really hold. Now it's turning up. Okay. Let's see how Microsoft is doing. Now, listen, if you didn't do anything yet or don't have anything now, the Fed comes out with time in an hour and 45 minutes. Don't do anything. Now the coach says it's not now. Now is really not. I say it for discipline, but now is the really. I'll show you my account. I'm basically almost flat in the active account. Now is really not the time to be a hero. If you don't have a plan, you have no edge. And if you don't not aware what has been going on, you have no edge. So, after this video is done, watch Monday, Tuesday, and obviously you're watching today. So there is your edge. Good time to all. Thank you, Lewis. Goes without saying that Microsoft is key. I know the coach has more to say at 9:30 Eastern. Materials, Hood. All right, let's look at Robinhood. We will in a second. As a matter of fact, I will want to get the charts. I don't want to jump ahead. Who has earnings? Intel after the close, Lam Research, Tesla, the big daddies. You know what? With the VIX up this high, I will tell you something. I regained a lot of ground and at all-time highs, if you will, in my active account. It's because I listen to my discipline. When the VIX is this high, I don't have to take overnight risk. The last week, I was down 40, whatever. I was down 5 figures sometimes. I had to trade like a genius to just, make a little bit of money, as Tim would say, is not really that much. You know what? I'll be honest. I didn't really use my edge that well. And as you have Tesla coming out, Microsoft is having nice reversals. The VIX I see is still sitting at 30. So I'm going to go flat and I'm going to trade tactically and I'm going to take a lot of money off the table and not take any overnight risk. You know what? So Tesla is going to make a 10% move, if you will. Why put myself in the 10% risk? Because I can trade that 10% move after it happens. Any questions? I'm checking Slob. I have a couple of energy stocks. You know what, Lewis? That's good again. I'm going to write down Slob. Slob got a big upgrade today, SLB, and I wanted to see how it acts. As a matter of fact, I faded some oils today just on rotation. Very good, though. Wild Pete, I hope you're enjoying this situation here. Okay. What else? Today's focus, obviously, and then I left it at there. A big run up to the Fed is not the greatest long setup, but and we're selling off a little bit today. We sold off 20 handles of you, but we're still here. And we're probably still here. And as I see retail, some mixed technologies up a little bit, we're still here. So it's up to you if you want to short the bounces or buy the extremes. It's not real prudence over valor. You know what, coach? You have to do it. You know what I mean? Like I said, with the VIX at these levels, cash is the best thing. I'm going to deploy some cash. I might not be right, but it's better than being predicting. And I mean, that's what you're here for. You're the expert. 440, right again, Lewis. Now let me get the charts. And let me get back to what's going here. Okay. So let's look at this slob, the SLB. I saw it got, let me go to my thing. I saw it got the upgrade, Lewis, and I like it long term, but the market had a nice move and the oils had, as everybody knows here, I like 3 days up and 3 days down. Slob SLB still has a move up from 34 to 39. The move is not done. It's doing a little doji here and it needs some rest. But if we go to the weekly, listen, I wouldn't shoot the weekly. It's going to dip to what? You have till about 36 on the weekly chart at the 200 day till it breaks down. And I'd probably be buying it more in a dip, but it did have an upgrade today. And I was going to buy it pre-market, but I didn't get fooled. So it opened up at 39. They took profits at 38 and a half. Naturally, it bounced back up to the high. We'll see where it is. Amaretta Hess had earnings today. That had a pullback. It's not bullish, but let me show you what I did on a couple of oils. And I did fade a couple of them. And you know what? Here's prudence over valor. I took off the weak stock and kept the strongest one, which cost me money. And I'll show you right here. We shorted Oxy. Was it Oxy? Yeah, it was Oxy. Where is it now? And you know what? I took it off prudently. Here are the trades. Lewis, you'll like this. Shorted Oxy. What happened? Chart parameters. It says my trades apply. Okay. So you know shorting is in red. So I started shorting Oxy around 37.20. Okay. I said, all right, this is not that good. So then I waited. And why did I short Oxy? 37.20. I wanted to see if it was going to test that old break high again at 37.20. I was a little early. Okay. So then I said, okay, volume started coming in. I shorted more at 37.90. So my first short was 37.20, again 37.90. So my average was like, I wound up making money, if you see in the top right here, but I took it all off at 37.40. I was wrong. My timing was wrong. So I took it all off. And by the way, I was right because I took it off the blue, 37.40, and it went back up to 38.10. And you know what? There's better movement in today. So from 37.40 to 38.10, I saved myself 60 cents. And you know what? It's not even that. What else did I short? CPE was the winner. And why did I short CPE? First of all, because it wasn't going through a new year high. And I should have held it, but I was a little chicken. And by the way, let me just take this off right here. As I said, everybody knows I like 3 days up and 3 days down for a short-term reversal, if you will. Short-term. So CPE 3 days up went from 43 to 56. All right. So I'm not married to the trade because the moving averages are there, but it's made a 12-point move in 3 days. I want to trade the stock. I'm not going to lie. I don't think it's going to reverse or go down to zero, but I did make a little bit of a fade because it looked like the techs were strong. So I shorted CPE at 55.60. I covered somewhat at 55. I thought it was the strike price. So I made 60 cents. Am I in it really to make 60 cents in a stock that moved $12 in 3 days? No. And I probably could have held it to 54 and made another 80 cents, but it's backed up. Trade's over. Actually, you know what? I'll see if this could be the double top. It's not the best trades and advanced trades. There's better out there. But the reason why I shorted CPE, it's well off the year high. It wasn't something like ConocoPhillips, which is doing the same thing. This might put in a little temporary, but the move is not over. We'll see what the Fed does. And by the way, this was another third-day move. And I saw that Amaretta Hess, went reversed. And by the way, Chevron, which was the best of breed, if you will, this went negative for a second. So that's why I thought maybe, I didn't think the trade was over. But I trade, what I did, whatever, I had a trade. I traded. I took some money off the table. I wasn't stubborn. Was X on the best. They're back up. You know what? Whatever. Was Exxon's long term. We'll move on right there. So we'll move on. You know what? It's not for me. You know, it's probably a better long. Let's go to the weekly. I wanted to trade something. I want a short. You know what I mean? It's over. What else did I play? Any other questions? Hold on. Okay, Snap. I came in long Snap. Another one I wanted. Look at this thing. Okay. Now, I like Snap because I thought it was acting well at Microsoft. I took it. I bought it last evening into when Microsoft. I bought it well. Bottom line, and this is a 3-day chart of Snap. You know, it had that cup that I got that cup and handle. I don't know if I could do this on a linear basis. I apologize, and it based at this 30-90 level. So I had it overnight. The bottom line. Let me clear up all these lines. Okay. Now this is today. Now, this is the long term. You know, I thought Snap could have a move a little bit. I saw that nice bar there. It wasn't breaking a new low. Twitter, Lewis hung in there. You're not missing much. So these are not really weak. But let me tell you about how I gauge the price action. This is, I'll show you my trades in Snap today. I think I had 4,000 shares or something like that. Sold all the Snap right there. Sales between 31.70. It wasn't acting well. In 31.90. So I had 4,000 shares. I think it took 3,500. So my average price was sale of about 31.70, went to 30.20. So I mean, that's $1.20. It's a big move on that type of stock. I think it's stubborn. What else did I have? What else was I? You know what? Let me show you the screen. I'm just trying to get distracted and look at quotes. So they bounced nicely. Run. I'm long this thing. Where did I buy Run? SDGR, Overstock, BLI is hanging in it. Lebu, I should have bought this in a dip. I sold that. Where did I sell my Lebu today? Selling Lebu this morning. There's the red arrow. 1950. I wanted to buy it before the telecast, if you will. I'm not going to lie. At 1878. And where's our Nutella? Nutella. It's up $4. It should be up 10. But I like it. Listen, this is the XBI. That's the biotech index, and this is Nutella. You want it, that's relative strength. It's also the best of breed. I'm sorry. NTLA. All right, it's held the gap. I want it. Listen, I like it. How about my DNA? I sold it at 510, 518, not going anywhere. It's going to take some time. What else is going on? Let's go to the screen. SQQQ. Where's whatever we got, the level 40, 44, 14. Where's our levels? 1 week, 44. Let me clear this off. Move trend lines. Lewis 44.40. You're right. That's where it stopped. And what do we have to do? We're still, listen, this is the bottom line. We're at the 200-day. This is the line in the sand, right, Lewis? Good job. 44.40. This is the 200-day after record volume. By the way, the gamma is majority of the office. So 44.10 is the 200-day. 44.40. Let me look to my previous levels where we want to go. A trade gate right now. 44.30, 44.55, a little above. So we want 44.30, 44.90 is the line in the sand too. It probably, and it's the 20-day. So any Fed speak at 44.90 for those that are long. I don't like the fact that we rallied this hard, and who wouldn't be taking a little bit of profits? But you know what? I feel bad because look at Hood. Got the upgrade. This thing can't go. Unless you caught it on the capitulation bottom. It's only $1.50 off the low. Amazon. I mean, you know what I mean? It should have held. Google. You know, it's still below moving averages. Let me look at all these other ones. AFRM that I was trying to pick like a genius. That should have went up. MQ. Thank God I sold out of it. Didn't get stubborn. Whatever. Any other questions? Let me go to back what they're moving and the plan. Hold on. Let me go back to my screen. Run them long. This is what I'm long right now, by the way, for anybody. I bought a little run on the dip. I sold Lebu. I want to get back in. Nutella's acting well. Marna's up 10. Merck. This is my main screen. GM, Zim was good with CPE. Here's our CPE again, our trade. That's why we trade. And don't go against CP's Brightneck being a high. It was shorted it. I have another ancillary page here. What's moving? Up movers and down movers. Okay. EBON. CLNE has, that's a, CLNE is a natural gas stock, or a, if you will, a solar. CLNE chart, nice. Genie, MTB, laser. That could go with Tesla. That's automated driving. That had a nice bounce too. Laser, but you know what? It's got to clear. It's got to clear. It's got to clear. HUT. HUT that take, oh, GLW, a trade, a loser that, hold on, who's GLW now? 4010. Why are they taking up HUT so much today? Our former, we sold HUT, if you remember, Lewis, around 13. God forbid it went down to 4. Oh, my Lord. GLW, we shorted. We didn't get stubborn. And why did we short it? I'll tell you why. I saw Microsoft coming in. GLW, third day up, had earnings. This is what it did today. Yes, Nevada should be. If it holds, it's a good sign. Why, Lewis? Why? Because it's a best of breed. No, you're right, if it does hold. GLW, I started shorting. It doesn't look like much, but the stock, by the way, is up $5. Started playing around with it, 40, 50, 40. It went back to, actually, this is a good range, 39.50. Then it tried to break me high, GLW, at 41. Then I covered it right down here. This is 41. It says 70 cents. It doesn't look like a lot, but we have 6,000 shares. It's moving at half a point in a clip. I got out of it. You know what I mean? It's, you know what I mean? It's probably going to consolidate and have that PEG they call the power earnings gap settle and go higher. Nevada, where did you read by Nevada, Lewis? I just, where you know you're getting your info from. I mean, are you reading, where are you reading your info from? But you know what? It's holding. Look at the chart on Nevada. And this is a smart dude, holding a 200-day, and it's holding 3-day lows. Yeah, it should do. What's AMD doing? AMD's holding 2. Those are 2 that I would go in. I hear my good guys are buying D-Dog. I look at D-Dog at 133. What else? Let's go. Let me get back to what's going on here. I'll put you here so you don't get distracted. So this is another YOU. Look at that thing. They pounded that thing. PL, BITF, Mattel, DM, Desktop Metal. What's low? KC. Just when you need these Chinese stocks to follow through, they didn't. Typical, you know what I mean? So let me go back to TradeGATEHub. We'll wind it up because everybody's got to formulate a plan, including myself, or else this whole thing is irrelevant, useless. Because it's not what we've done. It's what we're going to do going forward. What's the wise guys doing? What are the wise guys doing? KMI, sweeper activity and individual names is already lightened up. So the moves have been made. ETF seeing some activity. Boeing, AEM, good volume. AEM, look, go to the videotape. No interest, trust me. But they're sweeping gold right now. AEM. So as of the last 15 minutes, they're sweeping. See that HUT? That's why. That's why we give it. So they're sweeping some golds. The sweep snapback in Tuesday's breath. That's a little bit bearish right now. You don't want it to be up that high so far. Not a lot cooking. Juniper, ARC, the top bull flow into the squeeze. We'll see how that GDXJ bullish. Tesla, that has earnings. Out of the money put seller. So the selling puts on ARC. Where's ARC? Wow, look at ARC. And then when I say, wow, look at ARC, this is what I see when I go to my chart. All right, listen, that was a euphoric move. So 65 really isn't a low because that was just capitulation. You want to see it hold 60. You want to really hold this hold 70. But you want to see Hood go. Where's Hood? All right, Hood. I mean, what else is in ARC? My BLI. That hold, that needs to go above 10. Cancel. Oh, she has a pen. Pen's not bad. That's got to sit and rest a little bit. You know why? Because that's third day up. That's why you see the bar there. It's got to rest. Oh, after 3 days, see 3 days, 3 days. 3 day. Well, this is a big move up. 3 days and then the fourth day up. Man, if you don't cover after the fourth day, so that tells you 3 days up, fourth day, boom. It's a key thing. 3 days. It has been for a long time. So what else? What else are they doing? Juniper, DraftKings. Let's go to the regular feed, which everybody should be on. See that GLW, snap bullish. Snap bullish. Snap's negative, but it's made a little pop. They were bullish on Snap, but you know what's a 30-cent move? GLW, obviously, we give you GLW, we give you where the action is. At least we're playing moves. Best player since Babe Ruth. I don't know about that. You know what? Fix, skin bearish. You know what? Everybody's done what they had to do. Spy bullish, precise level. This guy, Adam. First relief target was 44.30, and it hit that. So let's watch the level down is 43.80. Obviously, the key level I said it 1,000 times is 43.20. 43.20 and then 42.80 are your levels. And I'll leave it at that. And they're not golden. There's something to believe in predicated upon other stocks that move a good price range and good action. So I'll leave it with that. Thank you for participating. No, I don't like Antonio Costa, Lewis. Do you know why? I'll show you later. No, he's worse than that, bud. I'll tell you after. But thank you for looking, Lewis. Good for you. All right, so it's 11:35. Any other questions? I'll sign off after lunch. And you know what? I'm not going to be posting into the Fed. I posted the levels, and it's going to be about how they close. So at 2:08 or 2:30, it's really irrelevant because after a 3-day move up, you're going to get shaken out, and it's how they close because it's just how life is. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. Smart money is done making, maneuvering. So tune in later. And thank you, Mike. Any questions, Mo? Let me know. Okay. I always post. So cheers, everyone. Have a plan. We'll see you later. Watch the VIX, watch the bonds, and be tactical. And you know what? Don't let your trades turn into long-term positions unless you're doing anything best of breed. Thank you, Coach. Cheers and have a good day.